Welcome everyone to High A Minor League Baseball. Whether it be on Roan Radio or MLB.TV or the Bally Live app, we thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. It's the second game of 6 between the Mets High A affiliate and the Nationals High A affiliate. Joined with you is myself, Jack Miller. Alongside me is Justin Locke. And Justin, tonight's going to be an electric night. Jarlin Susana is taking the hill for the Blue Rocks today, and he's now the number 4 prospect for the Washington Nationals. Nick Morabito, one of the top prospects for the Mets, he takes first pitch inside for a ball. Jarlin Susana's first pitch is a ball, and he's got the fastball. He also has a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. And as I mentioned, 9 strikeouts in the win against Jersey Shore on Friday. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 earned, and a walk. Morabito swings through for strike number 2. First pitch, though, was 99. Susana set the 2-1. Hit in the air softly into center field. After it is Jonathan Thomas in right center. He makes the catch for out number 1. 4 pitches, 1 out for Susana, and that's the pitch count you want to keep going with that momentum. And he moves on to Jacob Reimer, another top prospect for the Mets. Susana set 3-2, just outside, ball 4. So Reimer will go to first, and it's the first walk for Jarlin Susana, and he's only had 4 walks this season, Justin, so a rare walk for Jarlin, who's coming into his 5th start as a Blue Rock of August in his 2 starts. As Suero drills one into left field down the line. After it is TJ White at the warning track. He makes the catch and collides into the wall for a loud out number 2. So Reimer goes back to first, and it's 2 outs in the top of the first, still scoreless. The defensive order for the Blue Rocks, but Tillian sends one the other way into right field. After it is Jared McKenzie, and we'll get to the defensive substitutions in the next inning. And it's out number 3 for the Blue Rocks. So we'll see what the Bats can do tonight, as they went scoreless last night. But Felipe De La Cruz, another Dominican arm, who has a 2.36 ERA against the Blue Rocks, but this season it's around in the low 4s when it comes to ERA. But 3 wins, 6 losses, 94 strikeouts. He's looking for strikeout 100 this season with the Cyclones. The 0-2 to Hassel. Drills one up the middle, and Felipe De La Cruz bats it down with his glove behind his back. The throw to first, it gets away, and Hassel will be at first safely. Quintana drills one on the left side through the hole for a base hit. Hassel will go to second, and Quintana's at first, and a base knock for a rough August for Quintana. But 2 runners are on early in the first, and this is kind of what we were expecting. Jarlin Susana comes in, and there's just a lot more momentum after the shutout loss yesterday. Hassel at second, Quintana at first. In the bottom of the first, the 0-2 is poked the other way into shallow left field. It'll dunk down for a base hit. Hassel's rounding third. He will head home, and the Blue Rocks start the scoring first. 1-0 Wilmington, and an RBI single for Jared McKenzie. Quintana at second. 0-1 is hit the other way down the right field line. It'll drop down for a base hit as well. Rounding third is Quintana. Staley will go to second as the ball reaches the corner. Rounding third is McKenzie. He will score, and it's a bases clearing triple, stand-up triple for Murphy Staley. 3-0 lead, still no outs in the first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed into the glove of Pregent behind the dish, and it's the first out for the Blue Rocks, and it's a TJ White strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. It's popped up right side. After it is Mercado, the new Cyclone. He's racing after it, and there's a collision in foul ground and a result foul. No one made the catch as the second baseman of DeAndre Smith and Omar De Los Santos, the right fielder, collide within each other in foul ground. And hopefully everybody's okay. Just looks like they're shaken up and slow to get up, and it looks like they are okay as they're walking back to their positions. It's an undrafted free agent by the Nationals. 3-2. Hit the other way into right field. This one's playable. After it is Omar De Los Santos coming in. He makes the catch in shallow right field for out number 2. Staley stays at third. No sacrifice fly attempt for Staley to score the 4th run of this game. 0-1 count to Dugas as he gets hit by a pitch again. It'll be the 6th straight game with a hit by pitch for Gavin Dugas. He does crowd the plate a little bit on the right side, but no matter what, he still shouldn't be getting plunked by pitches every game for the past 6. 3-2, 2 outs. Thomas swings through for strike 3, so 2 strikeouts for De La Cruz, but he gives up 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and the Blue Rocks lead 3-0 as we go to the second. He's got a .230 batting average this season. So he chops one up the middle, and he'll continue his hit streak to 6 games. He'll jog on over to first, take his turn. He's with the Padres organization formerly, as Lugo drills one into left center field, but under it is TJ White, and straightaway left for out number 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The top of the second, Smith takes off, swing and a miss from Pregent, and it'll be the first strikeout for Jarlin Susana. But a stolen base for DeAndre Smith makes it a runner in scoring position after the strikeout. The 1-2. Half swing again. Did he go around? He did this time for the second strikeout of the inning and the game for Jarlin Susana. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the second. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Felipe De La Cruz, and he's starting to settle in after back-to-back strikeouts in the bottom of the order. You got Thomas swinging and now Cruz swinging. Third strikeout of the game.
He turned over to first.
1-2, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts again, this time in the second. But De La Cruz goes down the Blue Rocks order 1-2-3. 1-2. Reaches for one. 4 strike 3. Third strikeout in a row for Jarlin Susana. He's really getting on a roll as the off-speed pitch just fools you when you're just looking for that high heater. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, another strikeout for Jarlin Susana, and it's 4th on the night, 2nd in the 3rd inning. Full count for Murphy Staley. In the dirt for ball 4. Murphy Staley getting on base again as he had a 2-run triple in his first at-bat. Did not score, but he scored in 2. He's now batting .202 this season. He grounds one right side over to DeAndre Smith. He bobbles it at second. He'll throw to first instead of trying to get a double play for the second out of the 3rd inning. Could have been a double play. Would have been close since he had to go to his right towards first base. But no matter what, results into an out in the second out of the inning.
Staley at second and Suggs for a second opportunity.
Suggs pops one up on the right side in foul ground. After it is Omar De Los Santos right on the right field line for out number 3. So they threaten with a runner in scoring position with Murphy Staley at second after his 1-out walk, but the Blue Rocks score 0 once again. But they're still up 3-0 as we go to the 4th. 1-0. Is drilled into left field on a line. After it is TJ White, and he'll let it drop for a base hit. Suero is digging for second. The throw to second is tipped by the shortstop Cruz, and Dugas at second base will make the tag. Suero just had his head down at first and booked it for second as TJ White got a quick cutoff in left field, and it's the first out. 0-2, swing and a miss for Jarlin Susana. Strikeout number 5 for the right-hander and one of the top prospects for the Nationals. And it's out number 2 in the 4th. 1-1 as it hit off the knob of DeAndre Smith. And it's fouled away towards the Blue Rocks dugout. It sounded like wood that hit, so it looked like it hit off the knob, not the hands of DeAndre Smith. And with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball coming at your hands, you're definitely thankful that it hit the knob instead of potentially breaking something on your hands.
100%, and Smith didn't question it at all, so it definitely hit that bottom part.
1 ball, 2 strikes to DeAndre Smith. He swings and misses for the second consecutive strikeout for Susana, and strikeout number 6 on the day. He is moving and grooving on the mound. Still 3-0 Blue Rocks. Has been hit by a pitch. 2-2 is laced in the left field for a base knock for Dugas. It's been hitless in his last 4 games, and he gets on base with a base knock today, so that hitless streak snaps. Still no outs in the 4th. The 1-2. Chopper over to shortstop. This could be 2. They'll flip to second for 1 in time. Over to first in time as well. A double play for the Cyclones. 2 outs now in the 4th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. De La Cruz delivers as Cruz sends one into center field, but it's shallow. After it is the second baseman of Smith, but calling off everyone is Nick Morabito in center field for out number 3. 3-1. It's inside. Back-to-back walks for Susana, and Lugo and Pregent start the 5th inning strong with back-to-back walks. Susana set. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs with 2 runners on. Mercado takes high. 3 straight walks for Jarlin Susana. Coming into today, he had 4 walks. He's doubled that after this start. He now has 8, as the past 3 plate appearances have all been walks for the Cyclones to start the 5th. But he's walked the past 3 batters. 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. So 4 straight walks for Jarlin Susana, 5 tonight. It's been a rough top of the 5th for Jarlin Susana. It's now a 3-1 ball game after the 4 straight walks. Top prospect grounds one over to shortstop to Cruz. He fields it. He only has a play at first. The throw is in time, but another run scores. Pregent will score after the ground out from Nick Morabito. Be another RBI for Morabito this season. And now it's a 3-2 ball game with Susana giving up 2 earned in the 5th. 1-2. Swing and a miss, another strikeout for Susana. That's the way you get back into the groove of things. It's the 7th for Susana on this Wednesday night. 2 outs in the 5th, 3-2 ball game still. Nods off Suggs, the 0-2 again. Drilled left side and it through for a base hit. Omar De Los Santos rounding third. The throw home is not in time, and the Cyclones lead 4-3 after a 2-run single from Chris Suero, his second on the night. In the 5th, Suggs fields on a bouncer, and the pickoff back pick to first is in time for the 3rd out. So 1 pitch, and Luke Young is pretty much warm, but now he'll go back to the dugout after the pickoff attempt from Matt Suggs. 4-3 still.
A really rough first.
Tipped into the glove of Pregent for strike 3. On 3 pitches, Felipe De La Cruz gets the rehab assignment of Robert Hassel III out on strikes, and it's the 1st out in the 5th.
Obviously tonight, different story.
Royce-Mar Quintana gives one a ride deep into left field. After it is the left fielder, and it's off the face of the wall. Royce-Mar Quintana will jog on to second, and it's a stand-up double for Quintana. It's his first time batting second as a Blue Rock, and he has 2 hits, now with an extra base hit. 3-0. Red light, and he takes 4, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Felipe De La Cruz, and Staley jogs on over to first with 2 runners on now for the Blue Rocks. In steps TJ White, but here comes Gilbert Gomez, the manager, and Felipe De La Cruz's day is done, and TJ White will bat on the left side with the right-hander of Jake Stevenson coming in for the Cyclones. 1-0 is grounded over to first base, but it goes under the glove of Marcado and in down the right field line. Quintana will score, and this game is tied. Staley is rounding third. He will head home, and he is safe. TJ White will go to second, and the Blue Rocks have the lead with a TJ White single after advancing to second. It's 5-4 in the 5th, and here comes Mr. Celery again. 3-1 to Suggs. Low and away. Ball 4 for Matt Suggs, and 2 runners on again for the Blue Rocks. But this time it's an RBI opportunity for Gavin Dugas. 2-2 reaches for 1 for strike 3. The first strikeout for Stevenson ends the inning, but the Blue Rocks are back on top. It's 5-4 as we go to the 6th. Played pretty solid so far, as he's only been in a handful of pitches, as DeAndre Smith lifts one into center field. Thomas puts his back towards the batter, and it goes over his head, and it'll be ruled a ground rule double as it hits off the billboards in center field. So DeAndre Smith gets on base again. It'll be his first extra base hit of the night. But he's got a single back in the 2nd, now a ground rule double in the 6th. The 3-2. Looked at for strike 3. Lugo goes down on strikes for the first time, and Young gets his first strikeout in his relief outing. Top of the 6th, 5-4 Rocks. Regent grounder over to Cruz at short. He fields it with the forehand. Over to first in time for out number 3. A quick top of the 6th for Luke Young, and it keeps it at 5-4.
Thomas, he likes the way he does it.
1-2, called, strike 3. Be the 2nd strikeout for Stevenson. See a lot of these contact hitters, just like Armando Cruz, as Jonathan Thomas as well, try and swing for a bunt, but it goes off the glove of the 3rd baseman after Armando Cruz drilled it right to Jacob Reimer, and Armando Cruz is on base for the first time as a Blue Rock in high A. 2-1 pitch from Stevenson is chopped over to second base to DeAndre Smith. He's going to try and turn 2. Throw to second for 1 is in time, but Hassel is safe at first with no throw from Junior Tillian. Stevenson looking for 1 more out in the 6th. The pitch, Quintana rips it up the middle into center field for a base hit. It's shallow in center field, and Hassel will dig for 3rd. He slides in safely. Runners on the corners for Jared McKenzie. Could tack on more to this 1-run lead in the 6th. Pokes it the other way, down the left field line, it drops down for a base hit. Hassel will score with ease, and Quintana will go to 3rd as it gets by the left fielder, and Quintana will slide into 3rd safely, and Jared McKenzie safe at second base after the miscue by Chris Suero down the left field line. 6-4 Blue Rocks in the 6th.
Dog days of September when they need to fight for those wins.
Staley over to 3rd base on a line is caught by Jacob Reimer for the 3rd and final out of the 6th. 0-2 count to Morbido. Hits one the other way, and it hooks fair down the right field line for a base hit. McKenzie will cut it off before the corner. He will chuck it to second as Morbido is greedy. He is safe at second. Morbido extends a single into a double, and it's a 2-out extra base hit for the Cyclones as they're down 2 in the 7th. Swing and a miss. Luke Young with a strikeout. His only strikeout this inning, his 2nd on the relief outing for him tonight, and that is it for the top of the 7th. But a full count for Dugas. Dugas takes inside for ball 4. Just barely missed him again. But it's a 2-out walk for Gavin Dugas, the LSU kid. At LSU, he's over at first. Thomas the other way, into right field for a base hit. Dugas is rounding second as he's heading for third. The throw to third is in time for the third and final out, as Thomas would have made it to second with ease. Dugas got a little greedy, and it's the third out of the 7th. 2-1. Hit over to second base. On the ground, it's DeAndre Smith over to first in time for out number 1. High chopper over to DeAndre Smith again. Fields it, throw to first in time for out number 2. Back-to-back G4s for DeAndre Smith. Quick pitch from Perdomo, jams Narano over to DeAndre Smith. He fumbles it at second base in shallow outfield, and Narano will be safe at first. He lost his footing in the grass of the outfield and right field and couldn't make 3 straight plays over at second base. So 2 outs with Narano at first base, and in steps Jared McKenzie. 1-2. Chopper over to first base on a hop, and it's fielded cleanly by Marcado. He'll just step on the bag for the final out of the bottom of the 8th. 2-0. Launched into left field after it is TJ White. Right before the warning track, he makes the catch for a loud out number 1 in the 9th. That could have been a tie ball game if it just went around 10 feet more towards the Cyclones bullpen, but it stays 6-4 as TJ White keeps it in the yard right before the warning track. 1-2. Chopper over to second base to Dugas. This could do it. It bobbles out of his glove. He has to throw to first. It's not in time. Everyone's safe. So Marcado on base for the 2nd time today. It'll be the first error for the Blue Rocks. It'll be ruled an E4. So still no hits as a Cyclone for Marcado, and that's definitely going to put his head down, but he keeps the 9th inning going. It's going to be via Vicencio as it's a soft grounder over to second base. This could do it. Cruz makes the tag at second. Throw to first is in time, and that will do it. The Blue Rocks win in the 9th inning with a save from Gomez, 6-4, and they tie this series at 1 apiece. This 6-game set means a lot for the Wilmington Blue Rocks as they're trying to climb their ranks as they're 4th in the South Atlantic League North, and they need a lot of games to go their way with a lot of wins against the Cyclones this series, and they tack on their first one of the 6-game set.